I'm out.
What's good, world? The time is here. The time is now. It is time to start week 1 of the NFL. This is the Bet Champ Show after hours. You got a full house tonight. The fellas are here, and we got plays galore for you guys this week. So you don't want to miss these. These are going to be absolute bangers, and we're off and rolling. Appreciate you guys being here, all the live viewers and listeners. Full house today around the room. North Glen's finest in the house. We got the Soch, man. Soch, how we feeling?
Feeling a little under the weather, but we're gonna push through it. We're gonna grind this week 1 out. Got some college football that we were kind of getting into this last weekend, but I mean now it's our bread and butter. We're all on board with the NFL. We all know what we're talking about when it comes to that. We're a little bit more familiar. There's no portal in the NFL, so everyone's gonna be sticking with whoever they were last year, unless it was breaking.
Gracious.
So, no, I'm just excited to see what plays we got. Obviously, the first game kicks off Thursday, so, we're a day away. The next time we see everyone, we'll be, a couple games deep. So, excited.
Of course, we got the Whitster in the house, locked and loaded, baby. Pen in hand, ready to toss out some plays. Whit, how we feeling?
Happy Tuesday, man. Coming off a long weekend, so a little lethargic, but good way to start the week show, and then football on Thursday. The big boys, varsity.
Absolutely. Of course, we got the Teflon Don. We got the money man himself in the house. WWE, how we feeling today? E.
Man, feeling good. Football's here, NFL. Man, I suck at college, so man, I can't keep over that trend. So I'm finally excited to get this going. We got a couple more weeks with Witt's baseball. Then he needs a transition. But for me, this is my lane, the football, the NFL. So, I'm excited to get this going finally. We talked about it for months, and here we are. So let's hope for good season, good games, good tickets, lots of money.
Absolutely, 100%. Week 1, ladies and gents, like we said, a bunch of plays coming at you this show. This is what we're going to do tonight. We got one money line from each of us, one player prop, one underdog, and one favorite. So each of us got 4 plays, and we're just going to lay them on you, get this ball rolling to get you guys some money in your pockets come Sunday after all these things are finished. But we got games Thursday, Friday, and, of course, Sunday. So this thing is absolutely going to be popping. I'm excited. The fellas are stoked. Ready to be here. This is the best time of the year. Football is back, baby. Let's get this thing off and rolling. Sach, you want to cue us off?
Yeah, I mean, which one should we start with around the horn?
Let's go around the horn. Let's do the money line first. We'll do the money line first.
So this isn't a favorite or underdog. This is just the money line, right?
Yeah. Just the
okay. Yeah, I mean. So for my money line pick, it's a little bit more juice on it, but I'm going to go in the Eagles and Packers game. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one at -142 on the money line. Like he was saying, it's in Brazil, so both teams, might be, a little off of their game to start. But, I mean, when you're looking at the Eagles, they've been there before. They've been in big games. They know how important week 1 is. I mean, you got Jalen Hurts, who, he's a veteran in this league now, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. New addition, Saquon Barkley. These guys are going to be ready to roll. Obviously, Nick Sirianni is pretty much on the hot seat this year. I expect them to be locked and loaded and ready. I just trust them a lot more than Jordan Love, to be completely honest with you. And then you're looking at the receiving core on the Green Bay Packers. I mean, a bunch of guys that, that you're just going to see which one of them breaks through at this point, right? You got Dontavion Wicks. You got Romeo Dobbs, you got Christian Watson, you got Jaden Reed. So, but like 4 guys that are kind of like the same people in a sense of like probably statistic wise, or, they're trying to figure out who that real wide receiver number 1 is. But Eagles they're already established. I expect them to come out and I expect them to win. At -142, like I said, a little bit more on the juicier side, but I expect them to just kind of steamroll these guys. I'm not really too much bought in on Jordan Love, to be completely honest with you, just yet. Obviously, the last 6, 7, 8 games of the year last year, he was unbelievable. But, that week, it's kind of like his sophomore season starting wise. He's just been studying, obviously, under Rodgers. But Give me the Eagles in the money line pick to start off.
Nice.
Like it. I like it. I like it. However, first pick, we're going money lines and everything. Sacha's throwing 140. I didn't know we were doing 160s, minus 160s. I didn't know that was the thing.
See, I was
do what you
thinking
want. It's his.
No.
What we
ZJ's
do
right.
at the end when it gets
No, I'm just
at the end of the week when we rack and stack it, though. Let's say there's a tie, then Sach he would lose the tie if someone had an under that where he's at.
Well, I got
Like
a couple
doing a
minus
minus.
300s that might get in there then.
No, so
they don't. But you act like they always win.
So to be honest with you, I would
you act
take,
like minus 300s always win.
I would do the minus 2.5. So if I'm betting, I'm not going to take the money line. I'm going to take the minus 2.5. So if that makes more sense for everyone, I'll just take the 2.5, minus 2.5 for the Eagles. Win by.
Sach, it's your pick, man. Do your pick. Don't let this clown talk you out of it. That's your pick, bro.
First
you prepped
pick.
it and you got it. Like that's
no, good pick. Sach rolling with the Eagles.
Let him go with a minus 300. And look how many minus 300 teams lose. Go ahead and look at the average out. Let him do that all season.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's it is what it is. You're week 1, bro. You are right. Everyone's okay this week. His first pick, ZJ, you trying to slam the young man. Let the guy breathe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
I agree.
What you feeling, Whit? What you got? You got a minus 500 or something down there, Whit? What you got?
No, I'm risque, dog. It's Tuesday. Tasty Tuesday. I got something for you. Sacha's going to like this. I'm going to take the Cowboys at plus 120 over Cleveland. That's where I'm going to go. Look, Deshaun Watson hasn't played a game in how long? No Nick Chubb. Receiver, quarterback chemistry. I think the Cowboys, the continuity there, regardless of what's gone on in the offseason. Team's been together a while. I like the plus money here, plus 120 Dallas on the road against Cleveland, a 125 game. If there's anything we know about Dallas, it'll probably give me heart palpitations towards the end, but I like to see them play. I like to see them pull it off at plus 120. Look, a lot of people got paid. They're ready to play. I just think Cleveland, that defense is nice, but who's going to score on offense? Like, who can they get the ball to somebody? Like, Deshaun Watson not playing in that long, and people start slow. Is he going to come out of the gates firing? I don't know. So I like Dallas for that point. I like the money too, plus 120. You can take the points at minus 2.5, but why take the points if you're picking Dallas to win? Just go straight up at plus 120. So that's why I'm going. I like Dallas at plus 120.
I love it. I like it. Yeah, I like it.
All right, so I'm going deep. I'm going with a plus 130. Digging in the bag.
You might wait. Hang on. You going with Thursday night?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can't be like that again, dude.
I didn't know this was.
I didn't want us to have the same play. I didn't want us to have the same play.
Hey, everyone else gets to talk, but when you start talking, he's like, "What is Thursday night football?" He hit the buzzer like it's on Jeopardy.
Right. Well, that was his pick, so I'll give him now. No, I have the Raiders. I got Raiders upsetting Chargers. Game 1 out there. I don't know. Harbaugh will win, and I think him and Denver will be the future in that division, but just not this year. You lost your 2 top wide receivers and your starting running back. I don't like. What do you do? Raiders are coming back with a strong defense. I get it. It's Minshew, but Minshew does the magic when he gets started. I just don't know what Harbaugh is going to have. You're going to run the ball. That's really all he can do. That's his thing. I don't think they're ready for that yet. But give me the upset. Give me the Raiders. I'll take the Raiders outright to win, plus 130 on the money line.
That's not bad. I mean, I feel like, just like you said, Minshew plays better when he's not expected to win. Like, he'll just go for 300-400 yards when he's not expected to win. But the second that he's supposed to, he'll kind of crumble. So I like him out of the gates week 1.
They got the Raiders. They got Devontae. They got Myers. You got White. You drafted McBride. Like, I just don't know who's on that Charger offense. That's gonna. I mean, they lost a lot with Keenan Allen. That guy was clutch. And then Austin Eckler. Come on, I just don't think they can. And then in week 1, this be replaced. We'll see. It's still the Raiders, right? They have a way of self-destructing. So, we'll see what happens. But I like them, man. It's a plus 130. It's a good price.
ESPN Bet right now has got that plus 140. The lines have been moving in the last 2 hours. The lines have moved quite a bit. There's a few other ones. I
shop those lines. Shop those lines.
There's a lot of them.
Shop those lines. Yeah.
I was
on DraftKings, but you writing these down, Sach?
Yeah, I will.
I was looking at that one too, to be honest with you. I love it. I like where your head's at too there. It's kind of what you said with Coach Harbaugh. Everyone's first year as a head coach, you're testing out the waters. You're seeing what you got on the team and everything. Now, on the other side of things for the Raiders with Coach Pierce, this is win or pretty much lose your job for the season. That is, it's his first time coaching, head coach. He's got to show up and show out here, I think, for job stability and whatnot. But
that's a Denver Bronco fan talking about the Raiders. Win or lose your job. He has no quarterback. He's in a complete rebuild outside of the defense, and he finished the season stronger than anyone in the AFC West.
But I think this is a trial. This is the trial run for him this year, though.
No, he would have to go 0-9, 0-11. It's not happening. He'll get in the early part of next year. I see a bridge gap to what the future looks like. I think they'll get more of an offensive mind, but his job is not in danger in any way, shape, or form.
America wants to know, ZJ.
Love the pick. Love the pick, though. I'm rocking with the Thursday night game, though. The first game. Let's go. We got this going. I've said this on past shows before, and I'm going against the exact opposite of what I've been saying. I hate betting against this guy. Whenever I do, I get burned, but I think this one might be a little different this time around just for this first game. We saw what happened to the Chiefs last year against the Lions. I'm rocking with the Ravens money line at plus 130. You guys know I love that plus money. Give me plus 130 here. Sacha said it best here throughout the year. What teams got better in the off seasons? The Ravens absolutely got better in the offseason. This is an AFC finals rematch. There's some revenge here for this Ravens team and whatnot. I truly believe if the Ravens were to lose this game, there's going to be talk galore across the media about Lamar Jackson and his leadership for not getting things done. This is your chance to kind of prove yourself and get back into shape to start the season off right. Give me the Ravens at plus 130, that plus money.
Yeah, I don't mind it with the plus money, to be honest with you. I mean, you're looking at a Ravens team that's been looking forward to this game since the schedules came out. So I would expect them to be more hungry. Mahomes and them, they won back-to-back. They're not worried about week one. They dropped week one last year versus Detroit Lions. If they drop this one, it's not the end of the world. But you got to think that the Ravens with Derrick Henry, they got to be fucking amped up for this game, mainly just to prove a point. So I don't mind it, especially at plus 130, getting some good odds on it. So that's not bad at all. I can't go against that.
Man, I thought it was. Oh, it was who? It was Witt and Sauce last playoffs, wasn't it? CJ, you and I were going against Mahomes, and they kept saying, "Don't bet against Pat. Don't bet against Pat."
Yeah, but that's in the playoffs.
Here we are,
though.
week one. Yeah,
this is
I'm
week
with
one.
you. I'm with you. Here we are again. Like we're betting against Pat.
If this was the playoffs, we know who's showing up.
We got Derrick Henry in the backfield. I'm liking what I'm seeing there.
Hey, when ZJ says Lamar and the gang have been waiting for this since last season, he means Lamar and the gang. Him. He's been carrying this grudge.
We've been waiting for this game. We've been waiting. I'm excited, but win or loss aside, let's talk about just a great game, though. A great matchup to start off this season. I mean, that's awesome. Thursday night, primetime football, you get those two guys battling it out. Yes. I love it. That's how you want to start the season off with a game like that. So it should be an absolute good one. Now I think we move over. Let's go to let's do the favorites right now. Let's do the favorites. We'll save the best ones for last.
All right. So I'm going to go with the favorite. When we're talking favorites, like mine's minus 186, I'm going to go with the Falcons. I got them on the money line. Obviously, a new team, new coach. No real injuries coming out on the report. They still got Justin Simmons coming in. They got Matthew Judon. They got Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates was the third. Huh?
What's the spread?
Oh, it went to minus 3.5.
Okay.
But we're talking money line favorite. Of course, I'd probably juice it. I'd probably buy a point.
No, we just did money line. I thought the favorite was with the point spread.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Like we just
That's
did
fine.
money line. Did
Oh,
we mess you up?
Okay, yeah, I think I was a little confused, but I
Yeah,
mean,
like you're talking about one guy that'll cover, one that'll take the points, and then a money line.
oh, okay, gotcha. Fuck, I think I was confused. My
Yeah.
bad. But that's not going to change my pick. I'm going to do a 1 point buy on the spread just because the -3.5 is almost plus money. Let me see these odds real quick. But I mean, going into it, you're looking at the Steelers. They got Jalen Warren questionable. They got who's the running back again? Oh, Najee Molasses Harris, the slowest running back in the fucking league. The dude cannot run 15 yards and outrun a lineman. So, and then they got Russell Wilson, the kryptonite, who we have yet to see really put together a solid game where you can expect him to go in and win as an underdog, especially in week 1. I don't care if they got Mike Tomlin out there. Their wide receiving core is Van Jefferson, George Pickens, and Calvin Austin. You're looking at those 3 wide receivers, and then you're looking at the Atlanta team, obviously with all those weapons, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. They got Drake London. They got Kirk Cousins, a gunslinger. So give me the spread on that. You can get that at -154. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Give me the 3.5. I'll go -3.5.
Yeah. There we go. Now we're getting balls.
Yeah. There we go. Bam.
I'll go the -3.5. Falcons -105. I think they'll win by a
Falcons
touchdown
open it
for
up
sure.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a pair drop live. Not on a live stream.
Oh, she dropped.
Them things drop, man.
Good Lord. We were at -300, so now we're going to take points.
I thought he was going from
I
a
would've
boom
took-
to
I
a
would've-
steer, but it was the other way around. You know what I mean?
But yeah, give me -3.5 Falcons. I don't see them losing this at home too. Yeah, no shot.
What you feeling, Whit? What's got you going?
That was
Little
my
favorite
lock.
action.
This is a lock right here. I'm going to go, and it's moved. It's moved 2 points over the last 2 hours. I'm going to go with the Bengals at -7.5 at the Pats. It was at 9.5. It's -110. It's moved from -105 to -110. I like the Bengals to cover. I just don't know where the Pats are going to get points. So I like it to be probably a lower scoring game, 21-10, 21-3, something to that effect, maybe even 17. Joe Burrow's been known to start slow, but even if Chase is in, I know Mixon's gone, but they have enough to get it done, and I think they'll beat the Pats by 2 scores. So for that reason, I'm going to go Bengals at -7.5. You can get it at -110. Like I said, that line has moved. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go at I don't know that it'll get to -6.5, so it'll probably stay right here. It's been getting hammered the last 2 hours. It started out, I think, at 10.5 to begin the week, and now it's at 9.5. Then it went to 7.5 just in the last 90 minutes or so. So I like the Bengals.
I love it. Hey, Joe B. Hey, Joe B, baby.
Yeah. Hey,
Go out or get out.
CJ.
Yes, sir.
CJ, my wing-eating brother. You know I love you. But I'm riding Seattle minus that 6.5.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a dick.
I love you to death. Love you to death. Well, I wanted the Bengals, but I laid off them because I figured someone may get them. But I kept going back to Mike McDonald. I'll be honest with you. Guy who came up his whole career in Baltimore's defense, left for 1 year, went to Michigan. That 1 year at Michigan, 15 fewer points a game against them, 104 yards, less a game against Michigan. Then last year he went back to Baltimore to be the DC. Check out these numbers with Baltimore last year. Number 1 in scoring defense. They allowed 16.5 per game. Number 1 in sacks. Number 1 in takeaways. Number 1 in fewer TDs allowed. The biggest thing is they fucking held Patrick Mahomes and KC to 0 points in the playoffs. Now, how's that transition? Denver finished the season 29th in defense. Seattle was 30th. Denver brought back Vance Joseph, a leader of men, brought back the same defense, and didn't really improve anything. They brought in a coach with a resume of defense. I just think he's got some plays mixed up for the supercomputer. I think they have a better offense, more veteran offense. And Sash brought it up last week. I mean, you bet against a rookie quarterback on the road. Everybody's like, this guy's a super, but who's he throwing to? Cortland Sutton, 60% catch receptions. Okay. You got you got Lockett, you got DK, you got Smith, you got Walker. Gino, I'm not saying Gino's winning any, going to be in any parades, but I just think, and then the 12th man is going to be so loud. I think they'll win by a touchdown. I just think this guy had all offseason to plan for this one rookie quarterback. Like, they're not looking at week 2, 3, 4. So, right. And then Denver, again, did nothing on defense. I bring up that leader of men because, that's when they hired him. That's what they said, why they hired him as the head coach. He was a leader of men. So.
They're at home, right? Huge stadium, huge crowd. You got the sound.
What do they say?
All I want to rebuttal against you is you're always telling me, we're talking about the defense here. I didn't know the defense threw the touchdowns or anything. I didn't know that was doing all
correct.
that.
But I'm saying because you look at, if we look at this, their defense as being so close last year, and you bring in a guy who had the top defense last year, went to Michigan, got him to the top defense. Denver did nothing on defense, being honest. Who improved? And you're going to be at home and you're facing a rookie quarterback. It's just going to be so fast, so loud.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I mean, it's not a hate pick. It's just, and it's under a touchdown. That was the whole thing. It's under a touchdown at home. All right, I'll take that.
This game 24-17, and you go home and you ride off into the sunset.
I hear you.
That's all you do.
Cool.
But that's my favorite. Sorry, ZJ.
No, I hear you. I got a pretty cool one, which I really like. High on these guys last year. I've said it on the show a couple times. This is like my second favorite team to watch in the NFL, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to get going this year. And I think a great game now because you got two young quarterbacks battling it out, and I'm talking about CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson. I am taking the Texans at -3 at even money. I love it. Even money for -3 right now. I think the Colts are a little far away. I like Anthony Richardson. I think he's a good young quarterback, but they're still figuring things out over there offensive-wise and defensive-wise. Whereas the Texans, again, just another team that got better in the offseason, coming off of the year they just had prior within the playoffs. I love this pick here. I love it. -3 for even money. I think these guys might win by around 10 or 13 points, to be honest with you. So I'm going to rock with this one. I like it. This is my favorite of the day.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I want to bust balls, I mean, Anthony Richardson is pretty much still a rookie quarterback going into this year. The dude gets injured on like 30% of times that he's getting hit. He got hurt like 3 times last year before he went out. So can't really put any trust into him.
But to say he's gone. To say they don't have an offense. I mean, you do have Jonathan Taylor, who was a stud. Not last year he was injured, but 2 years prior to that.
Yeah.
You got Pittman. They do have something. It's not like they do,
but you can't expect them week 1 to kind of figure it out. And
exactly.
That's a division.
I don't hate it.
That's a divisional game, though, too. Like that's a tough divisional game. There's a lot of things Houston's got to figure out. I think it's going to be fun to watch later in the season, but that first game, we'll see if they can get on the same page.
But they're going against
a tap game for me, man.
That's fine though. They got Jonathan Taylor. They get up. They can play keep away. Yeah. It's just I don't know. I stay away from divisional games. Especially open week, especially on the road. You look at they're on the road. They're in that dome. It's going to be rocking, regardless of how bad the team is, because it's week 1. So they're going to have a little extra juice. I mean, like it. I know. I like you.
Now, some cool stuff. Good picks all around, guys. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. This is the Bet Champ Show After Hours. We got plays galore for you. So if you've missed a couple, just rewind the YouTube video. We got 4 plays each from all the fellas. That's 16 plays heading into Thursday, Friday, as well as Sunday, guys. We got so much coming for you, as well as, of course, we're going to do the parlay show when we get closer to Sunday to get those ones. I'm excited for that one. Next up, let's roll with the let's gauge around the room. Do you guys want to do a player prop or an underdog?
You running things, boss.
Let's do the player prop. We'll save that underdog for last. So let's start with the player prop.
All right. So my player prop is going to be on Friday, looking into the Ravens game, or on Thursday. I meant Ravens game, first game of the year. I'm looking at Zay Flowers over 6.5 first quarter receiving yards at minus 111 on FanDuel. The last 5 games of the year is kind of when that him and Lamar Jackson started to really catch up some steam. He averaged 68.2 yards per game, 16.7 yards per catch. And so that comes down to 17 yards per quarter. I would obviously look at them to try to get Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry going early. Not really too worried about Derrick Henry. They're going to open that up if they do. I'm banking on Zay Flowers to catch a 7-yard catch, 5-yard catch, and get 2-3 yards after it. That's all we're looking at. In the first quarter of the playoff game against the Chiefs, Zay Flowers caught a 30-yard touchdown pass to put him up to tie the game 7-7. I mean,
I like it.
I think
you're
banking on 2 possessions in the first quarter. They got to get Zay one of those. He's going to get the targets.
And I think Harbaugh wants to get him going after the fumble. After the fumble with the Chiefs game, he wants to get him started early, get that confidence back, and just put that fucking fumble behind them. So we'll go Zay Flowers, Henry in the beginning, first quarter. I like it.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons behind
6.5. If we were looking at 8.5 or something like that, I'd maybe back off. But 7 yards in the first quarter, catch me that in all day. That's my favorite play probably of my slate.
Love it. Outstanding.
So I got Patrick. I got same game. I got Patrick Mahomes over 21.5 rushing yards. I think there's going to be some timing issues on that offense with all the new things outside of Kelsey. I think there's going to be some breakdowns in a lot of things. I think he'll get 21 yards easy. I think he'll probably rush for something next to 28 to 33. That's one long scramble. Minus 113. The other one that was interesting in that game from a quarterback perspective, Lamar Jackson was all the way down at minus 44.5 over under yards at minus 110. It's now at minus 113 for 48.5 over. So stayed away from that one. I liked him at about 42.5 because I think there'll be some opportunity there with that Chiefs defense. But I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes over 21.5 rushing yards at minus 113.
I was looking at Mahomes rushing too.
Little scramble mania. Hey, first game, everyone's not knowing their route, not knowing where to go. The guy might have to take off.
He's a sneaky guy.
He's pretty fast when it comes out of that pocket.
It's funny too, right? Because he looks like he's fast, but he's just fast. Yeah, you don't think it because he's got that little belly. And he's like,
and he runs like he's like unathletic, but he can really get it going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he runs like somebody's dad. Somebody's dad's playing catch with their son, and he missed the ball, and they got to go run to get it. That's what he looks like.
And then he's going to speed walk back to the huddle like this.
Yeah.
He's going to do that when he walks back. Fucking head to the side and shit.
All right. For mine, I was looking for plus money plays here. I'm going to go with Witt's, going out to Witt's team out there in Arizona versus Buffalo. And I got James Conner. Oh, yeah. I got James Conner over 75 yards receiving and rushing. Okay. For plus 175. Since week 11 last week, his receiving, his total offense is averaged out to 105 per game. I know Kyler gets a lot of the hype. He's the quarterback, but Witt can probably back this. Conner is the cog to that team.
Yeah, voted a captain today, 3rd year in a row. Definitely became an all-purpose back, especially with the depth issues they have there.
Yeah.
And Kyler's got better
on defense. Yeah. The Buffalo's lost Milano on defense. They're iffy on their safeties. Last year, I know you make a little moves, but last year they gave up almost 5 yards a carry, which was 29th in the league, and they were ranked 21st against the run. And they also gave up 6 yards of reception to a running back. And this dude is a mother-clucking tank. When he's healthy, you don't bring down James Conner without taking some bruises. He is not one. Nobody one man takes him down unless Ray Lewis comes back. He's always second, third level hits. What's that?
The other piece to that is I think Arizona's going to keep it pretty simple with Kyler just getting back into the fold, missing most of it, if not all last season. So I think you'll see a heavy dose of James Conner. even if they get down, he's a guy that plays first and second down and catches balls out of the backfield. Yeah, he comes out on third down at times, but they leave him in there even though they're not running with him because he can catch out of the backfield. So I like to play. The only thing I don't like about the play is, man, I don't like my Cardinals ever going east on the early game.
I got you. But I didn't take anybody else, because I was thinking about Kyler for TDs, and I said, no, you know what? I'm going with the workhorse. I think Connor can play at any hour. He'll play fucking at midnight. He'll play at 3 a.m. He's a football player, and he's a beast. So, I like it. 75 yards receiving, catching. Plus,
what do we think about James Conner over 12.5 rush attempts?
Oh yeah, he'll get that.
That's what his line's at right now. And the Cardinals' last 2 games, obviously last year, he rushed the ball for 26 times, and then he rushed for 27 times.
He's going to touch the ball anywhere from 16 to 22 times.
Holy
on
shit.
Sunday.
Yep.
Damn.
Don't change my pick, though. I got my pick. Don't change that. Man.
Yes, I'm not going to change
his
it.
sure.
Wait, and what were the odds, E?
125 plus 125.
Perfect.
I think all of mine are plus money.
Oh,
ZJ.
sorry.
You're good. Look at that. ZJ, take us home to the computer.
I like this one a lot, ladies and gents. I think this is a great one here. We were kind of hopping on it early last year, so I'm following the trend again this year. This dude was voted the #1 wide receiver in the NFL. I'm rocking with it. We got Jaguars, Dolphins coming up. I know they're going to have a package for this guy. They're going to want to show out here. I'm going Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown, 1+ touchdown, -120. Lock and load this one. I really like it. This guy's going to break free. I mean, they're going to have a couple packages lined up for him in the game, and the dude's just so quick. Yeah. It's outstanding. Anytime touchdown, -120. We're going to lock that one in.
You can't hate it. I mean, he gets his touchdowns. He's healthy week 1.
Certainly can't.
Nice pick. I like it. Yeah.
And they just paid him a bag over the season.
Paid him a bag. He's going to want to show out. They always have a package for him. He's always going to be the beauty of Tyreek Hill is a lot of these #1 wide receivers are great and everything, but with speed guys like this, they're always leaking out. They're always going to leak out. There's always going to be that package for him. So I like the chances here. We're going to roll with it.
And anytime the dude touches the football, you can always just clinch up because you don't know if he's going to fucking take it across the field up the sideline. So that's the beauty of it. Like it.
I agree.
Here's the big money plays, though, right here. Big money plays, unless Saj picked the -400 for this one. But we got the underdogs coming correct. This is going to be a little juice on these guys. I know the fellas are locked in.
Well, this is a spread, though.
Yeah. I got anything more like maybe a 120 with that if it's getting ready to change. But yeah.
I just picked an underdog. Okay.
I don't know what's hard.
Well, my underdog
I don't know what's hard with these.
When you say
what's hard with these directions. That's called a money line, bro. I don't know what's hard with these. I don't know what's hard. I don't know what's hard with these directions. Well, you better put some points with them, and then that's where you're at. Especially if you think they were going to win, take the points and you're in.
Well, I had the Cowboys money line, but Whit kind of stole my thunder with that one. But I'm gonna go with the little homecoming reunion, a little drive back home. Give me the Rams beating the line or covering the spread +3.5 versus the Lions in Detroit. Lions obviously now they got Cooper Kupp back healthy. Puka Nacua established himself last year with what he's capable of doing. They got Karen Williams back healthy. If they lose by a field goal, I mean, I'm in the clear. But I think Matt Stafford is amped up for this game. Obviously, he's excited to go back home. The Lions, can they flop? Can Numbnuts head coach pull it off? I don't know. Of course he can, but you're looking at coaches. Who's going to be the better coach? Who's going to make the smarter decisions?
And you're getting the hook, right? It's 3.5.
Huh?
You said 3.5, right?
Yeah, it's +3.5
so
minus 105.
Yeah,
I'm getting the hook at -105, closer to plus money. I just think
he
they're
doesn't
a
have
better
the
team
resume.
starting week 1.
I know he doesn't have the resume of Andy Reid, but I really believe Sean McVay is the best coach in the NFL. I just do. He fucking makes teams win. You can put third string guys out there and they compete in every game.
Yeah,
I don't think this is a gimme for Detroit. He's
No,
had
no,
all.
no.
He's again since the schedule came out, he's been Xing and Oing shit up in there with Cup and
You know he's
Puka.
been
Like,
watching.
oh man,
Preparing for Jared Goff this whole offseason.
You know he wants to be Goff
Yeah.
too. You know he wants to be Goff.
So
And you know,
man, I really like
Stafford
him
is
as a
going
coach.
up in there fucking getting these dudes fired up. There's no way.
Yeah.
Lions
I
are
like that.
talented,
That's a
but
good
hey,
pick.
Lions win by a field goal. All good is ending well, and hit the pick.
That's
Plus
right.
3.5.
We cashed the check.
Oh, all right. My brother E, I'm going out to Levi Stadium. This line is crazy to me.
Wow.
The Jets at plus 4.5. You're talking 21-17. You're talking 17-13. You're talking 28-24. They're going to cover, if not win the game. I think that defense that the Jets have is enough for young Purdy at the beginning of the year to just have them start a little slow. There's been a lot of noise around the Niners, getting Rodgers back in, better defense, better run game. In my opinion, the depth. You got McCaffrey, I get it, but I think the Jets are going to cover 4.5 at Levi Stadium. Not saying they're going to win, but when you look at the way it goes lines up, 4.5. It's not 3.5. It's 4.5 at minus 115, and I like it. I'm all
nice
over
little
the
backdoor cover.
I'm all over the Jets at minus 4.5 or plus 4.5.
I didn't think anybody was taking my Jets. That was my pick. So just give me a sec.
You taught
ZJ,
me.
do you have one in
taught
the
me.
hopper? Yeah, you good. I love it.
You want mine?
Yeah, I got to just find another one real quick.
Yeah.
With the
This is my underdog. I love plus money. Everyone knows that. I lay it down on the line day in and day out when I toss these picks out. You know, I'm not choosing minus 180s, all that stuff. I'm giving you the money you want to win here.
Such a hater, man. Such a passive aggressive hater.
He's got Geno Smith throwing touchdowns, I guess, just doing the thing, airing it out and everything. I'm going with a true quarterback with a true new offense here. Give me the Broncos money line plus 210. That's been my underdog since day one. I'm taking them. I'm riding with it. I got a little fandom, sure, little homegrown, but I'm going plus 210 on the money line for the Broncos. I want to see. We now have a quarterback that is going to run a legit offense.
We gave the money line play out already. You got to take Broncos plus 6. You already gave the money line pick. This is an underdog, so somebody getting points. You can have Denver still, but you're going to take them with plus 6. You can't have 5 fucking money line plays on a pick 4 with 4 different categories. You're just doing your thing.
He's like,
I mean, I don't want to break you up because you had a really good announcement, really good play in, but then it was like we already did a money line.
I'll take the plus 6. I'll take the 6.
Yeah, 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, I'll take it. Again, we got a quarterback now that's actually going to run the offense Sean Payton wants to be run.
Hey,
I love it.
So the Broncos are down at plus 5.5 now. I don't know if that changes what you're trying to do, but you got the Broncos at plus 5.5 now at minus 102.
Hold on. I'm gonna go with.
You could probably alt spread it, and it's probably like minus 130 for the plus 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus 122 plus 6.5.
I got so you guys, I don't know if you can see it. I got it plus 6. I'm gonna stay with that because that's DraftKings. I'm gonna take the 6.
Right.
I'll take my hook off of mine, but I'm locking it in just like a real bet. We're taking our bets real time.
Who was yours?
Drops to 4 by.
Who was your pick?
I took Seattle minus 6.5, but I'll take it Seattle minus 6.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, on the spread now, and then my plus money. Since I already took the Raiders, I don't want to double them up. Man, I'm going to shock the world with this. I feel so bad with it, too, because it's just hot trash. But, no, you know what? I feel like ZJ came at me, didn't he? Was ZJ coming at me? Man, I'm going to take the Colts plus 2.5.
Jeez.
Wow.
Give me the no offense Indianapolis at-home Colts plus 2.5.
Yes. You're basically saying they're going to win.
If you want some action on that, E. If you want some action on that, you talk to me after the show.
All right. Well, you don't want to talk about that Seattle game for action? You got to go with the Colts? Come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Man, that's some good plays. And then we just bring it up. Like next week, have it up, Sach, and we can see how we did. Send it to us too, if you don't mind, so we can track it. Yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I like doing that. We kind of picked.
No, I say we do that at the start of every week. Let's do it at the start of every week for each week.
The only thing is, I don't think the player props are going to be out on Tuesdays for
Well, that's fine. We can do that as a.
We'll think of something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pick something else. But let me see. Yeah.
So
It's up to you now, Z.
I'm going to go ahead.
I'd like to do a late night Thursday show with just two of us or something, just
after
going
the game?
recapping the game. I know it'll be a little late,
like
but
it.
I think that would be pretty fun.
I like it.
Parlay
Okay.
show. Parlay. We got the parlay Saturday coming in with all the
Yeah, somebody
spreads
should
and
be
money
able to
line.
get in there.
Guys, shout out all the live viewers and listeners. Appreciate you guys being here. We got 16 total plays for you guys going out again. Games Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We're off and rolling, baby. Don't want to miss it. We're gonna toss you the best play. Hey, we were rolling last year. The fellas were buzzing last year. You made money if you followed these plays. You could always bet the singles. Do what you like. Ask us, send us a DM, ask us, hey, maybe you don't like some of the plays we tossed out. Toss us a play our way. Be like, hey, what do you guys think about this one? We'll definitely give you your input and all that. But we are off and rolling. Quick little show tonight. We got all the plays off and going. Anything, we'll go around the room. Anyone want to throw out there into the air now before this week one gets started?
I don't know.
Did you have some Sach you were saying?
Oh no, I was just.
I got
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had two other player props that I'll probably play, but they weren't in my Fantastic Four. I do like Derrick Henry over 1.5 receptions.
Oh wow!
I think that's going to be a given. And same thing down in New Orleans. Give me Kamara over 4.5 receptions. He's still their only offense. So yeah.
Well, they got Chris.
They love Kamara. You get within the 10. Yeah,
they got Olave and Kamara.
Yeah. But he's normally they can cover both of those. I think Henry will get himself 2. I think he'll probably have like 3 receptions, but. I do like those two, but they weren't in my picks, my top dog plays there. It's exciting, man. There's a lot of good games. Yeah. That Bengal game, like Whithead, I was high on that one too. I just don't know all year what New England's going to do.
I'm
like Survivor leagues, that's probably going to be a fade team right there. Who's New England? Have I picked them already?
Dude, when you look at that, like I'm looking through this like the Panthers, the Pats, like who's the worst? Like,
tell you what, the Panthers might win a couple games this year.
Yeah,
Commanders saying they're not.
I think the coach had a lot to do with it.
The Pats.
I think the coach had a lot to do with it. They can't do much. They can't do worse.
What's your thoughts on the
Pats?
The Pats going winless.
No, Jacoby Brissett is good enough to win them one.
Oh, 1, but I'm saying I think the over-under for them was like 5.5, 6.5.
I think it was like 4.5, to be completely honest with you.
Well, I don't think they win 4.5.
Yeah, me either.
The Pats, this is what I believe the Pats' problem is, and they need to change this after this year. I think this year is all about anti-Belichick. So they took down all of Bill's, not his pictures and what they won, but all the shit he had in there, they changed. If Bill said no music, we got music. Like everything is just flipped like anti-Belichick. Like he just, became Satan. And he was a hell of a coach for them. And they're not focusing on the team so much as focusing on let's get past that Belichick era. Hopefully next year you can say, you know what, maybe he did have a couple good ideas. And maybe we should be doing a couple of these things. But I think until then, everything they're doing is this anti – and they don't have an identity. What's their identity?
Is it though? Because here's what I think the issue is.
Yeah.
I think the Pats and a lot of people have trouble. USC had trouble with this. There's just a lot of teams that go down this road of hiring former coaches under the tree, former players that played like Gerard Mayo. I think that was a bad hire. I think it's going to prove to be a bad hire. I don't even think it's going to prove to be a hire that was beneficial because they'll probably draft the wrong person when they get a chance, right? So who's going to develop that young quarterback? Who's going to develop him? That's
they're trying to get the next. They're hoping that they had the next Dan Campbell. Let me get this cat in here, a player, player-friendly coach, this, that, but he's not. You're not Dan Campbell. And Dan Campbell had enough sense to put, experienced coaches around him that I think that's part of – and that division is just stacked now with the Jets on the come up, Miami on the come up. The Bills are always going to be consistent. It used to be 3 wins back in the day, 10 years ago. They were walking into, we beating the Bills or beating the Jets, we're going to beat Miami. We got 6 wins already. That's no more. Now it's reversed. We're looking at, hey, we're taking 2 from New England. So they got a lot they got to change. And I don't know. I don't know what their story will be.
The difference
I'll
is
take the Panthers over New England.
Yeah, even Dan Campbell, though, like you said, he was smart enough to put people around him, and they drafted incredibly well. So it's not like he had bare cupboards.
Yeah,
like the Patriots are completely it's like an aging franchise with a rookie quarterback. They're just bad, terrible. And Gerard Mayo, I don't know. Dan Campbell's charismatic. At least people want to play hard for him. He's a grinder. He's a blue collar guy. Gerard Mayo, every time I see him speak, I just think to myself, that dude is so not motivating. He is lax.
He wasn't even a coordinator.
Yeah, it's like no charisma, no. You look at people like Mike Tomlin, you look at him, and you're like, oh, that guy can get me going.
Dog.
You know what I mean? At least he can get me going, or he's gonna say a phrase that's gonna be like, okay, yeah. He's gonna flip the script or the story to get you thinking you have a chance. Gerard Mayo was just bad, dude.
Let me give you guys a game that I'm staying away 1,000 yards from, but I don't understand the line. And when they have lines like this, I always take a knee, right? TAK. But how are the Vikings -1.5 against the Giants?
I saw that before we got on the show, and
that is a Vegas bait to get you to lay your money on Minnesota. I almost took the Giants in a pool, but I just don't know. Who do you?
But the Giants are kind of undecided too right now. There's a lot of things going on.
But you got Justin Jefferson. You got Justin Jefferson. You got the Green Bay running back. You got Sammy D coming home to New Jersey. I mean, I just don't get it. You
got Aaron Jones.
One side they're saying, hey, this team's going to be like one of the worst in the AFC East, but they're going to hang with this squad, Justin Jefferson and everybody. I don't know. It just seems weird, right? The 1.5. You're like, they can't win by a field goal?
That game
usually it's not going to. It'll turn out for the Giants. It'll turn out well.
That game's going to be hard to watch.
Yeah. But cool.
I like it.
Nothing for you, Sox? You got anything out there?
Yeah, wait, you got anything?
I was just looking at Adam Thielen's yards over 37.5. I was looking at that for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Bryce Young's favorite receiver right now, and I know
they ran that for a while last year.
Huh?
He was killing it. We ran that for a while last year on player props. He was killing that.
He was catching like 8 balls a game. It felt like that's all he was throwing to was Adam Thielen. And for 37.5 yards, veteran wide receiver, he's going to go to his guy who was his favorite receiver. Deontay Johnson's obviously a dog, but Thielen's going to get those targets, I think. So I'm not really bought into it just yet. I'm going to still look, but that's going to be a prop that I'll be looking at before Sunday, and I'll let you guys know. But I really like that one.
Outstanding.
I got a Jalen Hurts under 240.5 passing yards, -114. I think the overseas game. I think you got 8 number 1 draft picks that are started to play well at the end of the season for the Packers on that defense. I think they'll run the ball a lot more than people think. And for Jalen Hurts to go over 241, and you can get him at -114, especially, I think you're going to be okay there. So I like that play at Jalen Hurts under 240.5 passing yards, 114.
He's at 240.
240.
Damn.
Yeah, when you got Jordan Love at 256. What's that?
I was just looking. I'll look it up. You can go ahead. I want to
Okay.
see because if he's at 240
Jordan Love's at 256.
and Barkley to get plus money is plus 70. I mean, that's a lot of offense going on out there.
70 yards?
Yeah, so that's 320.
Yeah, for 115 for plus money. You can get them at 60 for 140.
Yeah, that's 310 just between the two of them. You know,
I mean, it might be a shootout, so who knows? But I stay away only because they're in Brazil. I don't like these overseas. You don't know what the fuck you get in games. Players complain about the field, humidity, fucking mosquitoes.
I'll tell you one that's not. It's not bad though. If you really want, if you want to look at one in that game, and it's another one I looked at, and it's a Jordan Love over 7.5 rushing yards.
That's tough.
Come on, man. He's going to get a scramble for 9 yards. You got to worry about the sack, but he's going to get that. He's going to get a couple scrambles, especially week one.
You think so?
Yeah, over 7.5. That's one broken coverage. You know, you just got to worry about the sacks.
Damn.
I don't disagree with that one at all. That's one of those ones where you're sweating out the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Like
7.5? Nah, man. He rushes for 25, and you're like, I'm good.
I don't dislike it.
I mean, his last. Let me tell you his last 4 games.
Like fuck, man.
Yeah, what's his last 4 games look like? He didn't run much though because they were lighting it up. The greatest show.
He had 3 rushing yards against San Francisco. He had -1 versus the Cowboys, -1 versus Chicago, 2 rushing yards versus the Vikings, and then he had 12 against Carolina.
Yeah, that's why it's at -7.5.
That's why it's at 7.
They were on that decline.
I'll tell you what, though, boys.
But it does take one rush, and he's good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, boys. I was a little surprised none of us had it. It's still early and everything, but we absolutely killed it with tight ends last year. Tight ends was a bread and butter for a long ride last year.
I was looking at my boy Noah.
We got Kelsey coming
back on him.
Obviously, we got Kelsey, Kittle, T.J. Hawkinson. It's going to be a great one to look at. Mark Andrews is now going to be fully healthy for the Ravens. And, of course, you got Greg Dulcich over there in Denver. So a lot of stuff to look at. Right? No, but I'm serious about the tight ends. Like, this is going to –
Of course we do.
Hey,
of course we do. How dare you put his name with those other tight ends? Come on.
Hey,
wow.
Hey, let me tell you.
First ballot Hall of Famers.
This guy.
And, of course, we got Dulcich out with that. He may be, though. But I just like the way you threw him in there with everybody else.
My man. You left the breakout player of the year and broke out last year, but I know he's not on ZJ's radar. Trey McBride.
Oh, I love Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
He's going to be
over 50.5 receiving yards. The quarterback's best friend, especially come back from injury, especially when things break down.
We got Sam Laporta.
Kyler Murray. Watch out for that. Dalton Kincaid's at 51.5 over under.
Wow, that's gonna be fun.
Wow,
we're gonna have a hell of a season.
Hey, here's another one in that game. James Conner over 10.5 receiving yards at -114.
Yeah, that's not bad at all either.
Yeah, that's better than the 75, I think.
And I'll go ahead I'll go ahead and one up you guys again that I might be looking at and I might pull the trigger on and call me a homer. No, call me a homer, a little curveball. Give me Brandon Aubrey over 6.5 kicking points for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
2 field goals,
like
extra point touchdown. You
like
get it at -110 right now.
I do like that.
I mean,
I like
dude,
it. I mean, that's not
dude,
yeah.
The dude kicked the fucking 68-yarder in preseason. If you don't think they're before half and they don't try to bust out a 60.
Man, I mean, if you don't think Dallas is going to do well, that's 3 field goals. Like, they're going to move the ball.
2 field goals and an extra point.
That's me. He just needs 3 field goals, and you got it, right? So, I'd see that easy. Let's say they, Cleveland got a good D at home last year. Maybe you stop them on the 20s to 30s. Hey, all right, bring them out. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Get those points. Yeah. Let's not start the year off crazy. Let's get our points when we can get them.
Hey, just for some math, they got James Conner at over 53.5 receiving yards and over 10.5 rushing yards. So you're looking at 64 yards versus the 75, both at -114. But that 10.5 is nice. The 53.5 is a little bit of that's a tough one, but I like your 75. But I think the 10.5 receiving that's man, it puts fill your gas tank. That's done.
Man, I got to stay with my pick.
Oh,
I do
I'm
like it. I love it.
I'm just saying that
I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it actually, but yeah, I'm going to keep mine. Just
Yeah,
for
I
the
would too,
integrity of the show.
yeah.
For the integrity of the show.
For the integrity of the show. We don't want to be running around changing picks, and I mean, Denver got this tight end, so Seattle's defense. I heard that's all Mike McDonald's been worried about is this stopping Dulwich. We got to stop this guy.
Have you ever had a supercomputer with a hard drive like that?
No.
This guy, I'm fucking excited, boys.
Bro, if the Broncos win this fucking game,
It's like a USB port.
Not only am I excited that the NFL is back, like all of us are, I'm just excited for this little camaraderie here. Who's got it? Who don't?
Yeah.
Whose picks are rocking? Who we leaning with? Who we just laughing at? But really, their picks are rocking. That's what that gets me going.
You trying to say that's you every time?
That gets me going.
We laugh at them, but the picks are rocking. I like it.
No,
You're
it's
absolutely
gonna
right.
be an interesting year,
See, like
fellas.
next week, Denver's at home. Man, they got Pittsburgh coming to town. You're like, all right, let me take a look at this. I just don't think they're going on the road and beating that team rookie on the road first game. It wasn't a disrespect pick or attack at you. It was just
Man, that's going to
that
be
Bengals
some.
score. I just don't know what it's going to be. Yeah,
That's going to be some emotion in there because I don't think
I wouldn't take them. I'm not going to take them, but I think their first home game. You got a very beatable Steeler team. Russell coming back. I mean, that's Denver's time right there.
You got a lot of hate. I don't think Russell likes Peyton, and Peyton don't like Russell. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
If Russell Wilson can't show out or show a different gear or a different level of focus for next week's, Russell Wilson, man, it might be a wrap. But Sean Payton, he wants to beat that dude so bad. And vice versa.
I have to go back to what ZJ told me. Week 2. Troy Polamalu is not coming out that locker room. That's all he knows. So he likes his Denver at home against the Steelers or the bus. Yeah. Jerome Bettis is not coming in. Who's the really super big linebacker? Dude benches like 9,000.
Oh.
No, yeah, Hines Ward. The linebacker, big beast dude.
Harrison
starts with an H.
Harrison.
Yeah, there you go. But they're not coming out the locker room. It's a whole different
Debo. They call him Debo.
Hey, so look,
yeah.
What's your thoughts on? Okay, great close to the college football week. USC beating LSU. I think Brian Kelly is definitely the issue there. Two great teams. I think Miller Moss has shown he's the real deal. I think he's definitely the way he reads through his progressions, how he commands the field. He's a leader. The guy's legit. But this week we got Texas at Ann Arbor, 4 versus 9. So that's the big college game this week. It's going to be an interesting one. Like I told you guys, Sign Stealer on Netflix. If you hadn't got a chance, check it out. Pretty in-depth. I think this body, if anybody that I've talked to, would respect at least his level of discipline and his commitment to the University of Michigan. I'll let you decide. I think there were some shade, probably one shady thing definitely in there in terms of buying tickets and providing other things. But, man, it's a good watch. About an hour and 38 minutes, I think it is. It's not a bad watch. It's not a bad watch at all.
Nice.
So
not a bad one.
Yeah, I think, and not to make it dramatic, right? I'm not being, because this is going to sound dramatic, but LSU, USC saved week 1. There were a lot of blowout games, a lot of games you're like, man, these teams are horrible. These transfers are horrible. And those two went out like a main event fight. I mean, that was a good game. That's how they ended it. So it's kind of like this. There were good games, but that was your last game, standalone game, national TV, and they balled out in Vegas. Like they both go home with their heads up.
And here I'll ask Sach and ZJ this. So here's what I think, and E2. This is where I think you're starting to see the transfer portal. This is the year you're starting to see. Like if you're a receiver, if you're a running back, a DB, you can get into a system and still ball out. If you're a quarterback, you're not a professional. It takes someone special to transfer. When you see Caleb Williams, he went with obviously his former coach from Oklahoma to USC. You see these guys, they're not professionals. And I think you're starting to see like Like, I think going from Oregon State Pac-12 to the ACC, Oregon State to Florida State, that guy was number one. He was a middle-of-the-road quarterback, top 5 maybe, but middle-of-the-road quarterback in the Pac-12. You can't just do that and go there and expect I'm going to learn a new system.
Treating him like a Heisman winner.
Exactly, and they treat him like that. It's just what you're starting to see is these aren't professionals. This isn't their craft. They haven't been in a system. You go to the pros, the systems are the systems. 60% of them are the same stuff. It's different jargon.
Yeah.
It's just different. I think you're going to see that at the quarterback position. Yeah. Another one that struggled was the Duke transfer that went to Notre Dame. Notre Dame popped up in the polls down there at number 5. He struggled mightily in that game. Notre Dame is a much better team. Their quarterback held them back in that game. Yeah. And you're coming from Duke. You're not going to Notre Dame and going to ball out.
Yeah.
So
and then I also I'll tell you what, that wide receiver from Arizona had 300 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You had the running back from Boise State. You had Hunter. Colorado, give him his due, man. Travis balled out. Three TDs. These guys are stepping up. Some names that you're like, who is it? Everybody knew Travis Hunter from Colorado, but these other kids, I mean, if again, it's week 1, right? Yeah. And you're probably playing a lower team for most part. But if this kid from Boise State could take that up to Oregon this week and just get 200, man, he's out there, right? Or any of. And then I was real impressed too with who was the other receiver on CU? Fastest dude I've seen forever.
Jimmy Horn Jr.
That dude might, if Shador feeds him, he can surpass Hunter at the end of year accolades. That guy is just, and he catches everything. He's so fast. He just has to get fed, right? That's going to be the problem. Who am I feeding if I'm Dion? Is it Hunter, my second son? Am I going Horn? But yes, there's a lot of players that we weren't looking at when the season started, just in week 1, that you're like, hey, these guys are different makers. So
Jimmy Horn had 198. He had 198 yards. Then, if you guys don't remember, he dropped that little out route with 20 yards ahead of him.
Yeah,
he could have easily had 220 with 2 touchdowns.
I think the most impressive play he made, and I think he's the fastest guy I've seen in this sense since Tyreek Hill, is how fast he gets from 0 to 60. And when you saw him catch that crosser, and the defender was in his way, to shift the lateral movement, and he was back to full speed up the seam, and it was insane. You're just like, how does someone move laterally that fast? It's almost like he stood still to get lateral, and then he was back to full speed. It was absolutely incredible. He's a small guy. I worry about him and Hunter getting folded. Hunter got folded up on a, I think it was a reverse. Yeah, and didn't look good. He came off the field. So I think those number of snaps will get to him. I like CU being relevant. I wish Dion would adjust some things, but I think they showed some discipline things on the play call. I was with UE where I thought they should have went for it at the end of the half. They got the ball back, but then on the other play at their 35, they should not have went for it. You know what I mean? I like what you're trying to do, but it's just not functional.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, it was
great.
Impressive.
Great show tonight, fellas. Seriously, that was really good. I'm looking forward to doing this each week, getting some plays out there, talking a little ball, getting that competitive nature back into the show. I think is one of the best things that we love doing here. But tossing out picks to the people as well. So looking forward to that. Any quick closing remarks? Quick closing remarks from the fellas.
No, just ready for Thursday. Simple.
So I think the things I have, obviously, I got the Texas-Michigan game. You got Ohtani back at Angel Stadium right now for the next 3 nights. But in college football, here's a game to watch. It's a rivalry game, Iowa State, week 2. This is where things are always funky, but that game will be high energy. That's Iowa State's homecoming. That's their Super Bowl to beat Iowa in state. I know it's not a lot of interest probably in that outside that part of the country, but that's a game I'll be watching just because of what will be going on there, because I think it'll be competitive regardless of Iowa being 21st in the nation, Iowa State not being ranked.
Old school. There's an old school rivalry game that the guys up top remember. Used to be every year. Nebraska, Colorado.
Yeah,
that is bringing it back. This is going back to the Slash days, but yeah, So yeah, a lot of good football coming up. I
Got
agree.
the Kroger band, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Dylan Gabriel.
That's what they call
Or no,
him.
not Dylan Gabriel. Fucking, what's his name? I'm thinking of
I just know he tries to look like him. He's got
Yeah,
the little
yeah.
goatee, the hair, throws like him. Yeah, you playing Mini Mahomes.
Minnie
It's going to be a
Mahomes.
good test for CU, but that was a rival. Back in the day, that was a top rivalry, man, when Nebraska used to run the yard.
Lauren Phillips,
Tom
Tommy
Osborne.
Frazier, Napoleon Kaufman,
Yeah.
Cordell Stewart. Man,
That's what I mean. It was a big game. I don't think it'll be that this time, but hopefully they renew something.
Yeah.
That's all I had, ZJ. And then just let us know what you want to do Thursday night. I'm good Thursday night if you want. Just make sure we get it out so the people know to tune in.
I want to do Thursday night. I want to recap a little. Guys, show up and show out, baby. The Bet Champ Show after hours, always doing it. Appreciate all the live viewers and listeners. You guys are awesome. If you missed some of the picks, just rewind that YouTube video, baby. We got you all night long. Games coming at you Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Week 1 of the NFL is officially here, guys. Shout out to the crew tonight, Sach, Wit, Big E. As we always like to stay fresh, stay frosty, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.